off air. Oh, we're live, aren't we? But doom 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 boom boom. Super Bowl edition of sports,
Sports.
or at least season 5 fantasy Super Bowl, not featuring Francis.
Nothing more important than this right now. Not featuring Francis.
As a PSA, I may mute myself when the dogs start barking.
Like that. So, Ethan and I had discussed this prior, said if the dogs start barking, he will mute himself, at which point I will complain about the struggles that I've been having trying to buy a sweater online because my credit card company has decided that any place that I apparently try to buy a sweater from is fraudulent, and I have had 3 separate transactions denied. And I don't know if there's even another store that still sells the sweater I want. And this is a big deal for me because it takes me a really long time to and I finally picked one, and now I don't have it. With any luck, Ethan will come back because I'm going to run out of sweater things to complain about. Speaking of dogs, though, Sam got one. So what do you guys think about that? Should Sam have gotten a dog? Whatever you think, please share it at the hotline, 480-206-2961. I think, pretty confident on this, that Phil's been working some really late hours, and he's feeling kind of lonely, so he could use a phone call. I heard that he slept 3 hours 2 nights ago, and he could definitely use someone to talk to. So just give him a call about anything that you feel like doing. Yeah, just ring into Phil. He could use a friend at some point in time. Also, well, shared the pod in the thread. I will now share it with the league. Whoops.
Okay, there's still some dog barking, but it's less loud. I'm back. I feel the sweater struggles.
Yeah, Ethan's back.
Please call on the hotline, and don't forget to thank and support our sponsor, Sobe Energy Drink. In Pure Rush, Tropical Twist, and Appleberry Burst. I recommend the Tropical Twist. The Appleberry Burst may cause diabetes, type 1, rewrites your genetics. That's a thing.
That's what happens when you get the gecko in your belly.
Gecko in your belly. I think I had the gecko in my belly yesterday, actually.
I was about to ask you.
After drinking 6 beers and a bunch of whiskey, I felt the gecko.
Yeah,
but now
I believe
my body is clean, pure. Had some buckwheat pancakes to fuel myself for this day, potentially the most important day of the year. Maybe my life.
Yeah, this might be where you peak. We don't know.
I think if I ever win the league, that is the day I peak.
So,
and I'm okay with it.
I would say first question then. Do you want to win this year, or do you want to postpone peaking a little bit?
I'm ready to peak. Life is unpredictable and short.
That's true, yeah. You got to get this win. Who knows what could happen?
As we introduce our Goats to Woats, did I provide a summary of Julian Edelman's children's storybook on the pod yet?
You did. Isn't it where Tom Brady is a goat?
Tom Brady sure is a goat. But who, in our league, is a goat?
That's a good question. I've got some picks.
Do you want to lead us off? I just love talking about Woats because everyone else just trash.
Yeah, I usually prefer the Woats as well, but I'll go ahead with my goat picks. Aaron Rodgers. Actually, I mean, is it a goat pick? I don't know. But starting him on the 1 week that he's back from injury, I like the play. It clearly played off. I don't know if it was a choice really, or as much this is what the option was that was available, so you kind of had to roll with it. So half credit goat for making that play.
I'll take it.
And then the other one that I had was going to be here it is. This is it was going to be Ted. I mean, I don't know if it's a GOAT play again, but sticking with Kareem Hunt for life, ride or die.
Yeah.
Got him out of the last place little bracket down there, so he's safe. He's not going to take last this year, and he doesn't deserve it.
I agree with that. He was a strong team. Well, I want to acknowledge Todd Gurley having that insane game. Not a goat play because like you're gonna start Todd Gurley, but still worth acknowledging. I will say I think my two goats are going to be Kenyon Drake for Connor having faith in a slightly unclear situation, and it has completely paid off. And
Yeah, that was a
also
good one.
to Ted again for having the confidence to start a potentially injured Juju Smith Schuster. And he couldn't control Antonio Brown getting injured, but by having that faith in Smith Schuster, he reaped the benefits.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That was a pretty good one. Your mention of a goat for Gurley is a perfect segue for me because one of my votes was gonna go to in Olive Francis's team. Francis, you got 43.5 points from Todd Gurley and lost, and it wasn't even close.
That was a third of his score.
Yeah, your team is it's not good. I'm glad that it finally showed that here. There's
It's
never been
also
depth or anything.
he's absolutely terrible at choosing the right tight end to start. And like I struggle with tight end when I don't draft one and then try and stream. But you have three. You should pick one that's good.
It's good. I love it. Jared Cook just coming out, putting up a beautiful 2.7 points.
Another vote.
Amazing.
I actually have a vote on each team in the Sam Connor game. I think that yes, he was a high round draft pick, but like AJ Green has just not been producing, say for like one or two random games, and Sam could have played someone better. I mean, T.Y. Hilton is struggling, but has been a better choice. And Connor should have been aware that with all the injuries to Seattle's defense, that it was not going to be pretty to start them.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I understand that you read AJ Green and you're like, obviously you're starting him, but sometimes, I mean, that's why Sam's not in the championship. Just a poor manager.
Yes. Oh yes. Also, well, now it's over and doesn't matter. But like, not Francis. Sorry, buddy. Mortiza, Fap. That's how I got there. Why
Yeah,
did you never drop Chris Hogan? Like, he's been injured all season.
he's coming back, man. He's coming back.
Like, you could have had many other important players, and I think you're also one of the people with the most free agent acquisition budget. So like, Chris Hogan could have been any number of useful players.
Marshawn Lynch apparently was available at one point.
Yeah, you made a playoff run, and maybe that's part of why you didn't go all the way.
I think so. I think
It's
I say I'll wait on it. But I was gonna say we need to draw attention to. I couldn't find a goat or a woat, but Phil lost by 0.2 points last week.
I didn't notice that, but I'm gonna pull that up
106.7
right
and
now.
106.5.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, there's got to somewhere in here. There's a goat or a woat play.
I mean, he could have played Sterling Shepard and dominated.
There it is. Come on, Phil.
Though, who would have predicted that against Philadelphia? So fair that you didn't.
No
Um,
one, and you can't really blame him for starting Jimmy Graham.
and I'll give you an NFL quote: is that DeShone Kizer is going to be the only quarterback to ever lose his first 13 starts.
He hasn't lost yet.
We'll
He's
see.
gonna, but
Yeah, he's like the losingest streaked quarterback ever. Ooh, I'm gonna open the door and I might get a cat.
oh, nice.
Come to me, kitty. Okay, well, I feel like that can bring us into this week, and we have no guest FaceTime because some of you are off enjoying your family or whatever.
Ugh, despicable.
And that I say, okay, but I'm your family too.
Real hot take right
I'm
there.
your
That I
family
said.
too.
Okay.
So, for those of you, and maybe that is what you're doing because most of you, these two games, this whole week means nothing. There's only 4 people battling for substance right now. So, what are you doing about it? And I guess in turn to you,
This was
involved. You make moves. You set a lineup, do everything. How do you stay invested?
I'll be honest, these last 2 weeks, I have not been even playing to win. I've been starting guys that I want to root for because it didn't really matter. Hence, Jay Cutler is in my lineup right now.
Well, that raises another question. Why do you want to root for Trubisky? I guess there's like the alumni aspect, but you have a more personal connection. And I don't know if
he's like a brother to me, you know?
Maybe like a cousin.
Yeah, exactly. Something, you know, kind of Inuit kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. For everyone who doesn't know, Mitch Trubisky banged Tyler's girlfriend before they were together.
Yeah, it's not like we arranged this weird thing over Twitter or something. But
so that would also
if you want to read some amazing tweets, Google Mitch Trubisky Twitter. He's posted some fire.
Why is this game not showing my TV? I don't know how a TV works, everyone.
Which game are you trying to watch?
I'm trying to watch the Saints, but it's just showing me highlights.
Picking off the Titans already?
Just show me any. Oh, I have Red Zone. Thanks, family. You guys are great.
Oh, that's the dream.
Wow, I didn't know my parents shelled out the big bucks for that.
Rams just got an interception. That's 2 points for Phil.
Good job, Rams. Hey, you know, I kind of want Phil to not get last place, and I would love James to get
last place. First two worst. Yeah.
So we already covered why won't Visa let Tyler buy sweaters, so I'm going to skip past that unless you have any updates.
No, we're going to skip past that. The other hot topic that we had,
this one's important.
Yeah. Are you more excited about winning the championship or more excited about Francis not being in it?
I would say it's sort of like delayed gratification versus like instantaneous gratification, where in this moment I'm so happy and I already have the happiness of Francis being out. It's like I have that guaranteed pleasure. If I win, I know it will eclipse the feeling of Francis being out because it'll be even greater. But I will, no matter what, have that important nugget of satisfaction. Because if I had lost and Francis won a third championship, like I would find a new league and make new friends.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we were at, I think.
We would burn it all down.
We had at least 4 people ready to have a walkout on this league.
Oh God, big bomb. Who is that? Cooper Kupp. Good job, buddy. He's setting it up for Robert Woods catch touchdown. Let's see. Worst and best team names. I love Andrew's team name so much that I texted him to let him know I loved it.
I should have also texted him. Andrew, I hope that you watch this podcast to know that we thought your team name's incredible.
Absolutely.
Also, completely fooled Ted.
Yes. Which says more about Arteaza, maybe?
Yeah, that Ted could legitimately believe that his name is still Team Tamery. That says something about Martiza, I agree.
And Sam, you got a okay team name. Better than you've done the rest of the season, I would say.
Yeah. Worst team name? Hands down for me is Francis.
Todd Gurley, stop scoring so many points. I should never have traded him.
He scored a touchdown.
Yeah, Todd Gurley caught a quick little out route. I think it was an out route. I just saw him catch it.
Yeah, Jared Goff just got the points for a touchdown. Which is also Phil. Phil, let's go.
Oh no.
So I don't have a strong preference whether Ethan or Connor wins this championship because it's not Francis, so I'm already happy. Like, if it can't be me, as long as it's not Francis, it's pretty much all I can ask for. But I do really, really do want James to get last place. So I'm actively rooting for you this week, Phil, just so you know.
All right.
And Francis.
Worst team name, Francis. Just always.
It's so bad. Rafi is an insult. Don't try to lean into
it
this.
Also does, to his credit, he is but also our league is unique, and it doesn't have to be a one-to-one comparison. But yeah, Francis, if you're trying to tell us that you are gross and unpredictable, fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
Fair.
Like,
Well, that'll bring us to
wait,
our.
did he make it or did he miss it?
My red zone showing the Cardinals, or not Cardinals, the Panthers. They both start with C.
Pickens just missed his first extra point.
Who did? Oh, your
Pickens.
kicker guy?
Yeah, I started
Is that
him.
Doug Martin?
That's so funny. Anyways, let's do a quick pick 'em.
Yes, I'm picking myself to win the championship, obviously.
I'm also picking the juggernaut team that is Ethan's team. Any team that's putting up over 150 week after week. Good luck, Connor. Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Injuries will not stop me. Blake Bortles taking the promised land.
Blake Bortles.
And then Francis versus Sam. Honestly, I think it's gonna be Sam because we've seen that other than Todd Gurley, Francis has nothing.
I also just refuse to write Francis down as a pick. So
even though it's not showing the Saints game on my TV, as I've been trying to watch the entire time this cast is going, I do think Mark Ingram is going to continue to put up a lot of points, and that'll be enough to help equal whatever Todd Gurley does.
Yeah, I don't think Todd Gurley's not going to score over 40 points again. He'll probably have 2 touchdowns, score about 22 points, something like that.
Yeah. Then we have Tyler versus Fap. And
it's a forever pledge.
I didn't even really look at the lineups. I just think Tyler's going to win. I'm at this point where, like, projections, all this, I'm just going with gut feeling.
You know, my team's projected to score a ton of points, despite me starting Jay Cutler.
Smoking Jay. He's unpredictable. Sometimes he likes to play football. Sometimes he's bored.
I love it. Got to root for Jay Cutler.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't pick one matchup different.
Oh, well. There's no week after this, so neither of us can win or lose.
Andrew versus Ted.
I think Andrew's going to carry it away. Even though we saw that great Kareem Hunt game last week, I think Andrew has a slight edge here, and it's going to be a close one, but he's going to eke it out.
I also picked Andrew. I just feel like his team's more solid. I think Ted doesn't even have confidence in his team. I feel like Andrew still believes his team can win any given week. So for that reason, I'm picking him.
Yeah. Phil versus James, kind of for me, is less about Phil, where I think Phil had some bad luck and like could have had a better record. But James is just his team. As a person, you're fine, James. As a fantasy football manager, you're trash.
Yeah. His team is just so bad.
Though I do wonder if Phil is only in this fantasy football league so that when he's like rubbing shoulders with other accountant folks, he can be like, oh yeah, I do play fantasy football.
Look at me. I'm a normal person too.
I think that's what we do for him in his life.
I think so too. And you know what? He needs it. So,
well, that kind of leads into our buy or sell, which we just answered of buy or sell on Phil getting last place.
We're
both selling.
Yeah, we're both selling.
It's gonna be James. And what was the punishment? Like loser bleaches their asshole? Is that what we agreed on?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Big Bear with James for over New Year's. So
so you'll do the procedure for him.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna make Kristen do it, but I'll supervise.
Her cousin or sister is a licensed cosmetologist, I believe.
Perfect. I'll see if she does a house called a Big Bear.
That's what they do.
I think so too. I think that's just a fancy word for it.
Yep. And Connor also said something about my butt. There's a lot of butts involved in this week. I don't remember why he's looking at it, but hey, it's pretty.
Great prostate exam.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he does those. Probably not.
I feel like every doctor has to go into some cavities. Which yesterday when I was flying home for the holiday week, I had to get a full body pat down and a TSA agent touched my wiener. I didn't like it.
Why were you selected?
I was bringing a vintage light meter, which is a device for measuring light before you take pictures on a camera, like an old one that doesn't have a light meter. I was bringing it for my dad, and they thought I had some terrorist explosives.
That's really funny.
Yep. So that was no fun.
Glad you're not a terrorist.
Yeah, I'm not yet. So, next buy or sell. If Ethan loses, he gets blackout drunk in front of his parents. I'll let you
buying
go first because I have the actual answer, and it's a sad answer, but I have the answer.
I'm buying it. I think.
I'm gonna sell because the only alcohol in the house is a bottle of Bailey's and some like mid-strength kombucha. So I don't think I physically could.
Where do you live? What's the Amazon Prime Now situation there?
Morgan Hill. There's also grocery stores. Like,
I could see you going a little south, and during like the 1 p.m. games, you're like, you know what, time to go to the store.
Well, and see, that's the thing is normally these are the 1 p.m. games, and my body feels like it's 1 p.m., which means I feel like I should drink a beer right now. But I didn't want my parents to judge me for drinking at 10 a.m.
I feel you there. Because I'm gonna go watch the Rams game here with my dad in a second. It'd be kind of weird to open up a beer right now.
Just slip something in the coffee.
Plus, I do have ambitions of going on a run at some point, so that wouldn't help.
Speaking of buy or sell on Sam Ficken winning the week for Tyler, considering that
I'm selling right now.
To kick, I'm going to sell on that one. But it also this shows how Greg Zuerlein. It's like people like any kicker can succeed in a good situation. Nah, some kickers are better than others.
No, Greg is a miracle, and unfortunately he's out for the year, obviously. So
yeah, rest up. But yeah, I think Sam Ficken will lose Tyler's week is more likely than he wins it.
I'm agreeing with this now. Buy or sell. Francis passes the bar on his first attempt.
Sell.
Well,
I don't know what state he's going to take it in, but California I've heard is hard.
So he's in Arizona.
Yeah, but you can move and take the bar somewhere else.
Well, I just didn't know if he'd be taking it in Arizona,
I feel like he doesn't like Arizona that much. And he's kind of just there.
He does complain about how hot it is a lot.
Also, for the longest time, I thought he went to University of Arizona. Then I realized he goes to ASU. And fuck that.
Yeah. ASU's annoyingly good at basketball this year. And Francis keeps posting things about them. And I'm like, I know you don't watch college basketball.
You were there. The only UCLA football game I ever went to, ASU upset and beat them.
I was there.
Hannah told me I wasn't allowed to go to another UCLA football game because of that.
Makes sense.
I don't think I lost out on too much there.
Yeah, you were you were bad juju.
Phil's fantasy football record is brought up during a wedding toast. Buy or sell?
I'm buying this.
I'll buy it.
I'll do it myself.
Exactly. I feel like it'll be stocked and there will be a way it comes up. So buying on that one. Then buy or sell.
The only reason I might sell is I don't have a wedding invite yet. I don't know if they have a date set or anything, but
I mean, we'll figure out where it is and sneak it no matter what.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Just so you know, Phil. We're coming.
I let you stay on my floor one night. You owe me, Phil.
Yeah. I think that means that he pays for an open bar no matter what.
Yeah, even trade right there.
Yeah. So, buy or sell. James's fantasy football record is brought up during a wedding toast. I'm going to buy, and I'm going to say it's done by Kristen.
I'm going to buy because I was more than willing to do it myself, but really hope that it's her instead.
Also, he shared that he's joining the decades-long Pendley Family League. And if it goes anything like this one, he's going to get trashed, and they're going to make fun of him mercilessly.
James's wedding might just be his friends and new family telling Kristen how bad he is at fantasy football.
And she'll be like, I know, but he's good with the dog.
Yep, basically. I buy all of that happening, and I want to be a part of it.
Mariota, what are you going to do? Oh, nope, didn't quite score.
Good.
Okay, so this one is obvious, and I kind of regret putting it on because it's like a no duh, obviously. But buy or sell. Sam can name more details about League of Legends professional players than NFL players. I'm gonna buy.
Absolutely buying.
I know most of them are Korean, I think, but that's about my knowledge. Whereas I feel like Sam's knowledge in the NFL is he's gonna be like most of them are black.
I feel like Sam can definitely tell you what team a lot of them play for, whether they're top, bottom, or mid, what team they used to play for. Whereas I don't think that Sam can do that for almost any NFL player.
Yeah, agree. This one is less of a virus.
If you happen to be watching this, tell me every team Peyton Manning played for.
Tell me any team Peyton Manning played for.
That might be even more fair. I'm not going to tell him
So
how
the
many
next
teams
one
there were. I feel like that makes it harder.
is less of a buy sell, more of just a discussion. But I found it interesting from texting with Francis that he doesn't know how to spell Connor's name
I
and
was
consistently misspells it. But everyone else spells it right while talking about him, which means Francis reads it, fails to process it, and continues to spell it wrong. I
that's
believe.
kind of impressive that you wouldn't at some point be like, oh, hey, that's different than how I'm writing it.
Yeah. Also, with the Peyton Manning thing, real quick, can we talk about how Archie Manning is terrible? Like
Yes.
he just did a good job having kids, except for the third Manning. I don't even know what that guy's up to.
I forgot there was a third Manning, so clearly not that
Yeah,
much.
I think there's Cooper Manning.
Wonder what's going
I
to
don't think
happen
Cooper
with
does anything.
wonder what's going to happen with Eli. Maybe he'll go hang out with Cooper.
I think Eli is going to go to like the Jets or somewhere really surprising, and then have one good season and hang it up. Is my guess.
I like that. Yeah, I think he leaves New York. I don't think that they want him another year, and I don't think he wants to be there another year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we got
Oh, Cooper Manning is the host for the show The Manning Hour for Fox Sports.
who knew that was even a show? Is that just him
I
and like
didn't.
Peyton talking about Papa John's for a while, or like
I think it's probably just like my brothers are good at sport.
here's some clips of my brothers. I'm so proud of them.
Cool. So we're gonna wrap this one with some way too early predictions for next year, right?
Yeah, way too early predictions for next year. I'm coming in. Phil has a winning record.
I think it's possible, partially due to luck. I'm gonna take the reverse of that and say that Sam enters with a similar draft strategy of picking players towards the top of the ESPN suggested drafts, but this time it goes terribly, and Sam has a losing record
I
because he
hope
does
both
not
of those
luck
things
into
happen.
Mark Ingram.
Yeah, that was sheer luck.
Uh, Other predictions, I think Andrew is going to study up on some fantasy football knowledge and surprise us with incredibly risky, bold moves that somehow take us by surprise.
I've got Andrew in the playoffs next year.
I also think that Sam will overdraft players that he's had before that perform slightly well. And Francis will do similarly. And Francis, who keeps saying, fuck Keenan Allen's terrible, is foolish.
Francis is going to take Keenan Allen in
Because
like round 2 now. Just
no, he said he'll never draft Keenan Allen, who, yes, he had one not so great game and a stretch of being middling, but he also had like 4 games with like 600 yards between them or something. Like he was catching so
yeah,
many footballs.
I'll have to remember that next year if I'm drafting anywhere near Francis. Just wait on Keenan Allen because he's not going to
Also,
take him.
way too early predictions. I think in the NFL in general, Andrew Luck is going to somehow have everything messed up again and won't ever play again. I think Andrew Luck is done.
Wow. I won't rule it out. I say it's possible.
Because they said he's probably having another surgery.
Yeah, my way too early fantasy prediction is that James is going to not only get last this year, but will repeat next year.
Double last. I think the only way, if James has a winning record, we will find out in a turn of events that Kristen has been managing his team since draft day.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think that if James ever has another winning record, we need to call into question the validity of whether or not he managed his own team.
Hey, Phil, I think you just scored more points because it looks like Jordan Howard caught a touchdown.
Let's find out. We got the live scoreboard. Phil is now winning 39-5 over James.
Phil,
And
feel
Jordan
good that
Howard
you're
did
not
get a
last.
touchdown.
Oh, I thought he did. Someone got a touchdown in that
Oh,
Chicago
he
game.
did. Yeah,
Ah,
it was Jordan Howard.
cool.
James started Samaje Perine, who has -2 yards right now. So that's pretty good.
Mariota just got lit up.
Now that I want to see. Luckily, my stream is about 30 seconds behind you, so I can just
Wow.
switch over and.
I would just die if I played football.
Me too. Me too. We if anyone's watching this, speaking of playing football, I was gonna suggest maybe we throw around a pigskin next year when we're drafting at Big Bear.
Oh yeah,
Destination draft.
I'm all for it.
Next year, Big Bear can host everybody. We'll I just saw the sack. He got destroyed.
Wow, they just can't score, and they've been so close.
Everybody, I'll charge you guys nominal rent, so
just help pay for food.
Yeah, just bring food and beer. And yeah, that's really looking forward to that. I think that'll be great. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to. I hope Ethan's game stays close so that he's entertaining to text all day.
I have not even opened my fantasy football app because that will cause me too much anxiety. The next thing I'm going to do is when I decide if I sub Blake Bortles for Nick Foles before the afternoon game. I have no idea what I'm going to do.
I wouldn't look at your fantasy app right now. It is anxiety-inducing.
Yeah, no, that'll just destroy me. And I want to have a little bit of happiness in my life.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start texting James about how terrible he is. So that's my day. It's been a great year.
The season's been fun. Feel free to stay involved, everyone.
Yeah. I hope
if you ever come to New England, I'm there.
Until hopefully he's not.
Yes. I'll make my exodus probably in August.
Beautiful. Can't wait. Just in time
for the draft. Oh yeah.
And I think Ethan and I have. Oh, go ahead.
Just to say, it's just in time for the draft.
Just in time for the draft. I think Ethan and I have one more bit of business. Last thing on the list is a quick little celebration that Francis didn't win anything. Woo! Pew, pew, pew.
That's really what matters most. And
I was prepared for this.
I'm going to drink from this mysterious mug. We don't know what's in it.
Woo! This is to Francis not winning.
And, well, Connor, if you win, I hope you pick a good rule for our league next year. I don't think you watch these because I'm pretty sure you're busy removing light bulbs from homeless people or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever doctors do. But if I was going to lose to someone, you're one of the better people to lose to.
Stay tuned. Ethan and I, we're going to record. He doesn't know this, but because I'm making it up right now, but we're going to record another episode of the podcast, which is going to be post all of this wrapping up. Talk about potential new rule changes because that we get to change one and
fractional kicker scoring.
Looking back on the league, great. I look forward to your proposal for how that works.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it's been a good season, everyone. I will see you soon. Maybe with tears streaming down my cheek.
Tears of joy or tears of sadness, either way. Or buy or sell, Ethan cries. Bye.
Bye. It'll happen.
Bye, buddy. I'll see you guys in the red and tech.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.